Hello,
Hello, hello, hello.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, loud and clear.
Per-
Hello there, my name is Connie. Welcome to Animasi Talk by Animasi Club. Animasi Club is an exhibition, appreciation, discussion, and learning forum on animation. The club was born and held most of its activities in Yogyakarta, Indonesia. Those activities are highlighting certain themes and techniques of animations, featuring local as well as international animation films and products. They are also covering all genre and cross techniques, but not necessarily ones with commercial values. Our motives are celebration, discussions, collaborations, and gathering in order to appreciate each other and celebrate diversities for a communal development of animation, of course. Animasi Club programs are mostly based on physical gathering, so it faced challenge of social distancing policies following COVID-19 2020 pandemic. And we realized the importance of creativity in order to stay connected within this challenging time. Animasi Talk, now you're watching Animasi Talk, is an attempt to reach out to local and global animation community and talk about their animation dreams and journey, as well as to discover unpopular qualities and potentials, to open possibilities of collaborations and hopefully some motivations to animation fans and perpetrators. My guest for the audition, I hope I pronounced his name well, Francis Yushao Brown.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Animal Clubber, let me first tell the story of how I met Francis. Okay, Francis, do you mind?
yes.
Okay,
Feel
so
free.
me and Francis met in Annecy Animation Festival in 2015. Uh, I was visiting the festival with Kia Subiantoro for his film Roda Pantura, pitching on animation Dumong. And during the festival, we met Francis from Ghana.
Yes, so it was 2015 that we met at ANSI, where I got the opportunity to attend the festival through Ghana Francophone Film Festival, where I won Best Animation that year.
How is the COVID situation in Ghana?
In fact, the COVID situation in Ghana feels like we hardly felt it. Initially, we had some numbers saying that, oh, people are getting it, but we were not seeing people close to us really getting it. So, oh, one or two few people died. I didn't hear of someone that I really knew dying, apart from one big radio presenter that I knew who died. And I was like, okay, this is real. But aside that, to tell you the truth, Ghanaians are very stubborn. They are partying, they are clubbing, going into public spaces, doing what they used to do because they are tired. Yeah, a lot of events are going online in Ghana. A lot of them also got cancelled. But as I said, people are now coming back. They are getting back into the normal routine. They're doing, even politicians are doing campaigns because it's election year.
Oh, it's the
Election is just about, yeah, it's about 2 weeks. And politicians are campaigning, and you see a whole lot of people rallying after them and all that. So I
Oh,
guess the country is just running.
yeah, it's the same. Here are also elections, but for for regions. And yeah, they doing rallies like no pandemic, like no virus.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when it comes to them, there's no COVID, right? But when it comes to the
The people.
normal person, normal citizen, hey, there's COVID. You don't have to do this. Don't do that. The information minister told the health department that, yeah, he's not sure that it is the campaigns that is making the COVID go high. There's no proof. There's no evidence.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how terrible it is.
Okay. So let us begin our conversation tonight. Well, Francis will introduce himself to animal lovers. What do you think, Francis?
Yes. My name is Francis Y. Brown, and I'm the CEO and also the creative director at Animax FYB Studios. Animax FYB Studios is basically animation to the maximum, and the FYB is my acronym. And Animax FYB Studios is a premium animation hub and also visual effects and design based in Accra, Ghana. Our main aim is to be the leading producer of authentic African stories that cut across the global market. So the, the studio was established in the year 2014, but officially launched in the year 2018. Yes. So that's Animax FYB Studios. It's also a huge and award-winning studio.
Oh, yeah. So tell me about your animation works with your studio or your personal.
Okay, so, well, I've produced a number of short films. I've produced, give or take, about 10 to 15 short animated films. But the most popular ones and the ones dear to my heart is Agrada, The Beggar, Agokoli, Tutu, and Mofra.
Mm.
We just recently produced a 5 minute proof of concept of Tutu, which is supposed to be a series, about 3-part season series, where in every season we have about 12 episodes, and in every episode we have about 24 minutes. And
Oh,
in this particular project, yes, it's a historical adventure project where we see two good friends, a magician and a prince, come together to fight against an oppressing leader. So they win, and they unite the clans, about 8 clans, to form a kingdom that up to now is still a very powerful kingdom in Africa. This kingdom I talk about is Ashanti Kingdom, and it was forged in the 17th century. We had powerful chief priest, we say a shaman, who is called Okonfanachi, and also a very powerful and strong warrior king, whose name is Osetutu, came together to make this thing happen.
okay.
So that is Tutu. And on the side too, we just recently got our children's content block released on Amazon Prime. Somewhere around 19th October was the date that we got it released. And during the release, one of the marketing strategies and campaign was that we had a whole billboard on the New York Times Square.
Oh yes, I saw a picture
Yeah.
you share in Facebook. Yeah, that's
Yes.
cool. Yeah. How was the release? I mean, how was the release coping with the pandemic? Is there anything different with the release because of the pandemic?
Um, I think per this particular project, the release, the pandemic wouldn't really affect the release, but will rather do something good for it, because it's children's content, and a lot of children are at home now. Schools are not open for people to go back to school. So now we find ourselves getting a lot of calls and messages from parents in the diaspora and also on the continent saying, "Oh, well done, thank you. We really appreciate this project. Our children are really gaining from it. They're learning, they're loving it, and all that." So I think it will rather be, it's unfortunate what is happening, but also on the other side, it's a blessing for some of us who have been working in this field and been trying to get our audience right, to be getting our audience right behind the screens to see what we've been producing all along. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. Yes, animation somehow can help, right, during this pandemic because, for example, live shoot films, they have very um, limited access to do what they usually do, right? So
Yeah.
animation is uh, actually one of the, what I say, solutions for some stories during
Yeah.
the. Okay, now before all of that, could you tell us the story of how you met and falling in love with animation? Because I find it very interesting to talk with.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I think the story of me starting animation or falling in love with animation was a two-way thing. I fell in love with animation, and animation also fell in love with me. So we met, we met, we met halfway through. Growing up, I'm naturally gifted as an artist. I think I was born as an artist. So everywhere that I found myself, or anything that I found myself holding, I start to create art with it. My grandmother really helped me in shaping my artistic ideas and uh, inspiration and motivation. So as I was growing, it got to a point where secondary school time, everybody knew me as an artist in my school, in my area, anywhere I go to. Like, I was the guy that they call on for art. If there's any art stuff to be done, they call me. So I was supposed to go to high school and find a course to do. So discussing it with my grandmother and my friends and people around me, I was advised to do visual art. So after the visual art course at my high school, as at the time, I really didn't understand how animation is being created. All I knew was how to draw beautiful illustrations, uh, like a very strong caricature, looking at something or holding something or talking or with some gesture. All my drawings had very strong poses, but I didn't know how to make them move. So it was in my intention that I wanted to work for some time, be able to save some money and travel outside Ghana to go learn animation because I didn't know that there was any animation school or workshop in Ghana. So as I was working in a graphic design company, and this company, the boss also wanted to be an animator, but he couldn't get the chance to be an animator. So he ended up being a graphic designer. Yes. Yeah. So he helped me a lot. His name is Barnabas Colley. This boss of mine really helped me by getting me tutorials of Maya and all that. So I started with Maya 3D. But before then, I was doing graphic design. I was using CorelDRAW, I was using Photoshop, I was using Illustrator to do stuff. But I wasn't doing the animation. So animation part, the 3D, I was learning purely books and also tutorials before I even got the opportunity to use computer to open the software to see how it looks like and how it works. Okay. So after a period of time, my boss told me, no, I need to go to school and learn this animation thing proper. Not just by learning the animation, but also learning filmmaking because animation is a form of filmmaking. You can't just know how to use the tools and call yourself a good animator. So he sacked me from his studio that I should go to school. And lucky for me, he also pointed the school for me. I didn't know that there was actually a film school in Ghana which was teaching animation. So I went there and I got the opportunity to enter into the film school. In fact, it wasn't easy because they had about 3,000 people applying for school. Okay. And out of the 3,000, they selected shortlisted about 100 people. And out of the 100, we went to write an exams, common entrance exams, and they needed only 35 people to be selected as students. And I happened to be one of the 35 people that they selected. So it's like they just needed about, if it's 3,000 people, is it 1%? Yes. They needed just 1% out of the 3,000 people to be very tiny, very, very tiny. Either 1% or 10%. And yeah, I made it through. So at the film school, first 2 years I did liberal studies, and the second 2 years it's a bachelor course, 4 years. So I did specialization in animation filmmaking. Okay. And after film school, I came out as best animation student and also won overall best film for my year group. And after that, I didn't look back. Yeah, right after that, the whole animation thing started because I was also contemplating. That was around the time that we met. I was thinking whether to leave the country or to stay because there was no animation studio in Ghana that was doing, there was actually no animation studio in Ghana at the time because there was nothing like a full-time studio that was always producing animation films or animation content. It was only advertising agencies who were doing commercials for products and clients.
Yes. Okay.
So I decided to stay back, not to travel again, and not to use my talent somewhere else, but to use it in Ghana to develop other Ghanaians and also inspire people that it's possible to have an animation studio right here in Ghana, West Africa, Africa. So the journey started, and gradually I've been able to build a team, and we've been able to do some amazing projects. Though we are yet to do our full-length film, uh, we've been able to produce a lot that has won us some good reputation in the industry. And yeah, we keep on moving.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, yeah, you've been getting through, tiny gates for, sometimes. Recently, I saw you being selected as one of the most inspiring people under 35 in Africa, by
Yes,
Africa 3535. Tell me
yes,
about that. That's
yes.
cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool to be honored as one of the 35 most inspiring young people in Africa. I mean, Africa is about 1.2 billion people.
Yes.
So out of this 1.2 billion, once again, 35 people, just like my university, 35 people. And me being someone who is under the age 35 and being selected among these 35 people who are really doing great stuff. And I must say, I went through some of them, their portfolio, and they're really doing some big, big stuff out here. And also in the diaspora. It made me feel like, wait, I'm on the right path. I'm doing something which is really good and really great, that I don't need to second guess myself
Mhm.
and also give up, but rather to be more inspired and motivated to take this to the highest level that it can be.
Mm.
So I guess I was just humbled in the first place that I can see a whole lot of people, not even just West Africa or Africa, but Ghana, a lot of youth doing great things, and me being selected as one of these people is it's very inspiring. And this organization is actually not even from Ghana for me to say, oh, maybe they were being biased. They're just selecting Ghanaians and just putting Africa 35. But this is a very reputable organization,
Mhm.
which is even coming from the Francophone Africa side. So it goes to tell you that they really did their research before I was being able to be mentioned as one of these 35 people.
Yes, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it's been a long journey in animation. What role do you find most suitable for your personal character or vision in animation, and why do you think so?
Okay, so this question, yeah. So basically, um, myself as a person, I see myself as a walking studio. Like if I say walking studio, you understand.
Yeah, yeah.
I direct, I write, I illustrate, I animate. I can do backgrounds, I can do texturing, I can do inking, I can do lip syncing, I can edit, I can do visual effects, I can do sound design. Like if if you give me the chance, I can just do everything on my own, which I used to do in the past.
Mm.
But over the time, one thing I've learned is it's good to also have division of labor, separate workout, find one that is really close to your heart that you really want to run with and keep hitting at it. So me moving from an illustrator, an artist, to being a background artist, to be an editor, visual effects artist, to be a director, which I was trained to be. I was trained at the film school to be an animator and an animation director. Um, I've moved on all of these steps, and I think it's because of the years and experience. It keeps on opening my eyes to where I can really fit in and function very well. And another thing too is I look at places where we have a serious need, a lack, and I fit myself there to bridge that gap so that others will take care of what I've already done and they can do. So now I call myself more as a creative director than an animator because then I get to see through all the production pipeline, everything that is being created, that it suits and it works perfect for the animation market, the industry, because I've been exposed, and I think I have a clear understanding of how productions needs to run and the look, the quality that needs to be achieved at the end of the day.
Yeah, so when somebody is already able to do that, then you will do the other
Then
part.
I move to the next. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's a passion. I learned also being a animation filmmaker that especially in the not so popular country, not I mean not so popular,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
popular, not a
I get it.
mainstream country who produce animation. We It's hard to be a specialist because um, not so many people do it. Then who will be our team? That's
Yeah,
one issue. So I
you're
think
right.
we in Indonesia can relate to that. You told me that you know that you are not an artist very early of early time of your life. So how would you describe your style as an artist or filmmaker?
Okay, so I've been pushing this particular agenda for a while,
Mhm.
where I feel the Americans have their style,
Yes,
um, where everybody is trying to follow Disney in America. The French, they have their style.
this was our conversation in Annecy. Yeah, so
Yes,
I
yes,
really want people in Anima Clubbers to hear that again from you here.
yes, exactly. The French do have their style. When you see their figures, you know that this is coming from the French side of the animation industry. The Asians do have their style, and you see it, you know, it's like, oh, this is manga. This is, yeah, this is anime.
Mhm.
You like it. But then for people like us, the emerging animation industry from Africa, from any other place that is connected to, say, Africa, particularly. So
Yeah.
the Caribbeans and the any other place that you can actually relate to Africa. I've been pushing this movement called Koliko, and Koliko is a fancy word for caricature.
Okay.
Yes, and our puppet masters. We used to have a lot of puppet masters in Ghana
Yeah.
in the 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s. That is how our people were being entertained, either before even going to the cinemas. Like these puppet masters were the ones entertaining people with their puppets and making stories out of them. and we call them Coleco. So with this particular Coleco thing, it's no more in existence. Like you hardly find puppet masters around. So I felt is a very good thing to revive that name, but through animation this time around, because we are now the puppet masters. We are the ones making characters move, but this time we are using technology. We are not using Muppets.
Yeah.
So I've been pushing for the name Coleco. And also, there's a reason why I want it to be Coleco, because the characters that are being used are very relatable to our people, like the facial structures, the skin complexion, the mannerisms in the characters, the costume, the kind of culture that we portray in these stories. They are very unique to our people, us. So it would be best for us to also carve and have a niche for ourselves, for others to be inspired and also follow the same movement, like the way we all follow the animes and the French styles and the Disney styles.
You will try to adapt the visual character of these puppets to animations, or the whole concept of the puppet.
No, it's not the whole concept of the puppet, but rather the name and also additional features like the face. Like if you see the character, you definitely know that, oh, this is an African.
Yeah.
If you see the costume, it should tell you that, oh, this is coming from Africa, or it's coming from West Africa, it's coming from Ghana. You see the way they are talking, the way they are dancing, the rhythm, everything. You can easily connect it to a particular place in this world. So that is where I'm thinking from and how I'm trying to push this particular agenda.
Okay, I find it interesting. Who do you think needs to be able to tell that some particular style comes from here and there? Uh, is the people from where the style come from, or people from the industry, or from around the world?
This particular one is going to be both sides. It's supposed to be the industry people and also our audience.
Yes.
The industry people need to be conscious about the features, what makes the style that we are calling. So once you put it there, you leave the rest for the audience to interpret, because the audience will see that, okay, definitely there's a style here, but they wouldn't even know the name that the industry people are calling it unless you consciously give it a name. That, okay, this style is called Coleco. Boom. So anywhere someone sees it, even if they don't know about it and they do their research, they will be able to know the name and origins of this particular style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think it will be considered successful, this kind of style, if it is recognized by the people where it comes from, as well as the world?
Yeah, I believe 200% that it will be a very, very successful movement, because no matter what happens, at some point we need to have our own identity, and this is one of the things that Africa has suffered for a lot of years: identity crisis. So if we're able to have our own identity in everything that we do, especially with this animation, it will help us to also have a good footing in the animation industry worldwide.
Yes, yes, I agree. Maybe later there will be one of my questions that will be back to that. But then, speaking about your project, so you have mentioned Tutu, of course, Argon Poly. what is the current project? Which one is the current project? Is it the children
So,
animation for Amazon?
yes, the current project is the children's content blog that we created, and it's called Mofra Channel. Mofra Channel is supposed to be basically it's supposed to be like a Nickelodeon,
Yeah.
like Disney Plus, like any of these children's channels that are around, Turner, Cartoon Network, all of them. Because what we normally face and see here and also in the diaspora is if you want to turn on your TV channel for your kid in Ghana, it is likely that the channel that you put on for the child will be Nickelodeon Africa, Disney Africa, Cartoon Network Africa. We don't have our own channels that are producing stuff that are also very much relatable to our ecosystem.
Mhm.
So I found it to be an opportunity because anywhere you see a lack is definitely a great opportunity for a business idea.
Yeah.
So I felt it the need to fill that particular gap. But because we don't have much resource and also the capacity yet, we decided to produce a 70-minute content block that has about 8 different shows on it. So this 8 shows with gaps. The gaps are like commercials and breathers and also breakers. Um, then it connects to the next show, the next show. So when you're watching this 70-minute content block, it feels like you're watching a mini TV sort of a thing.
Okay.
So yeah, before you're done watching 8 different shows that cut across from preschool to mid-teenage.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Now that you're talking about it, I'm curious about your studio. Must be a very interesting place. Uh, can you describe a little bit about your studio and your team, of course?
Yeah. So my studio comprised of animators, 3D animators, 2D animators, concept artists,
Yeah.
writers, project managers, and producers.
Okay.
So uh, we are constantly producing something, and the team are very highly motivated, and their spirit is always in the right place to produce something new, and they like and love to push themselves to a new challenge.
Hmm. So everybody's still coming to the studio, um,
Yes.
even though there's pandemic.
All right. So with this particular thing, I think when I started this whole studio thing, beginning, I was really beating myself for my business model, which is to house my teammates. And it was very stressful and very heavy in terms of taking care of people and also taking care of myself and the business and all that. But over the years, I've been able to master the art of having the team around. So we have a team in-house. We basically house everybody. So when the pandemic hits, I was like, okay, so this is the time for us to, we've lost all our commercial gigs. This is the time to really put our heads and knees, everything that we have into finishing the children's content. Because we started it a year ago. We couldn't really finish it because we kept on doing other stuff, which was
Yeah.
delaying us because we also had to pause and produce Tutu.
Yeah.
And even in the midst of things, this year we also produced 6 episodes of two friends who are always trying to outsmart themselves, Killer and Quarter, 6 episodes of that.
Mm.
And as we're doing all of these things, we're still producing, and our strategy, our production channel and strategy is insane. Is in a way where if you're outside the studio, you would never ever imagine and understand how we work. But after all of these months under lockdown and frustrations of, oh, we are canceling this event, we are canceling this day, we came out strong with Mofra. That's the 70 minutes project. So in-house is what really helped us in that nature.
Yeah, so there's not much of a difference, right? Before the pandemic and then during the pandemic.
Not really. The only difference is the only difference is our gigs were canceled, so our budget became a bit tight. But still, we paved through it. We actually forced ourselves uh, to not collapse, but to exist because it's a small company, it's a small studio, which is now going to be 5 years in December 15th. On December 15th will be 5 years. So just imagine all of these heavy load on us, but we've been able to pull it through.
Oh yeah, now that you're talking about it, do you consider your studio or you as a filmmaker is independent or industry or commercial?
Um, so now we are an indie studio,
Yeah.
but yeah, after some while, I think it's no more going to be like that. Mm.
How do you think? How do you feel about that? Are you happy or you? How about your? How are you going to manage the freedom of doing the project that your dream project?
Yeah, so I feel, all of these years has been preparing me and the studio for some of these things.
Oh,
So as being an indie production house, we've done a lot of things that was more or less like testing our workflow, our production timelines, our tools, everything. So getting to the point of us just producing content, in-house built content, is exciting to me. It's very much exciting,
mm-hmm.
and it makes me happy that we will not be really dependent on commercials to survive. If I say commercials, I mean like doing advertisements and all that to survive, but rather to be in the big leagues producing uh, what we see out there, like what the Disneys, the Pixars, the Nickelodeons, the Netflixes are commissioning out there, and I get excited anytime that idea or thought comes into mind.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's talk about the country where you live. Uh,
Yeah.
Tell me anything about your country. Any unpopular qualities or maybe misconceptions that you think
Yeah.
you need to know.
Uh, the very first misconception about Ghana, especially Accra, where I'm based, is um, we are a third world country. I think I think the misconception of us being a third world country is very big time because if you come to Accra, Accra is the fastest growing city in the world.
Oh,
Like each and every month, if you don't go out and you lock yourself in your studio or in your room for, say, a month or two, you go out and there's a skyscraper somewhere. You go out and there's a a high rise somewhere. You see a new infrastructure here. You see a new road being built this way. Like I can show you about 10 different estates, pictures aerial shots of those places and you tell me, this is not Ghana, this is not Africa.
Oh,
So we are really moving and we are moving fast. And we have a bunch of creatives, like talented young folks coming up every day, each and every time. We have people who are really doing great stuff, beautiful things, but not really had the opportunity to hit the lights yet. So these are the things, and we've taken technology to the highest level too.
yeah.
Like anything that you can see in New York or you can see in London is being achieved in Ghana.
Hmm.
So that's the thing.
That's a big one.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a very big misconception.
Okay. Anything else you want to share?
The only thing that is not here is snow. It doesn't snow here. But aside that, all the big cars, all the big houses, all the big companies are setting up here.
Yeah. There's no
Yeah.
snow here too. So yeah. Now moving on. So what is it like to be a Ghanaian animator or animation filmmaker?
I think this what it means for us is a whole lot of things.
Hmm?
Um, I mean, is it's a joy, it's a privilege, it's a blessing, and it's also inspiring and motivating because for us, sometimes you go out there, you're discussing normal random things with people. They ask you, "What do you do?" I say, I'm an animator."
Mm.
The- they become shocked, like, "You're an animator. What do you do? You draw? You only draw caricatures or what?" I said, "No, we create stuff like Tom and Jerry, and that the people just don't believe that we have talents here who are able to produce animation." So that in itself makes me feel like, okay, wow, then this is a good thing. This is a very great thing that we are doing for even having the first animation hub in Ghana.
Yeah.
It's a milestone that we've been able to achieve. And yeah, I won't talk about so much of our struggles because the struggle is real when it comes to a country like Ghana, which has not fully also had its technology breakthroughs yet. It makes it a bit hard because we don't have the full potential in understanding the tech of animation. So there's only few of us who have been able to understand how it works, and we keep on training people to build capacity one by one for people to also be able to also train others. Then it goes a long way of us having a bigger industry. But all in all, it's been good, and I really like it. I'm happy that we are here and we are also telling our stories. We are letting our voice being heard out there because we have a saying that goes like, if the lion never comes out to tell his story, the hunter will always tell the story to favor himself. So if we are here and we are not telling our stories, we keep on having Hollywood and other big studios coming in to tell the stories for us. So I'm happy that we are here now to make that statement, to bridge that gap that has always been around.
Oh, so people who thought like that, uh, usually people that is not from Ghana, from outside the country.
No, even Ghanaians don't believe that. Yeah. And as I was telling you, when I started off, when I even wanted to be an animator, I didn't know that we even had a film school in Ghana,
Mm.
not to talk of an animation department in the film school. So
Mm.
when I got to know that, there's an animation department in the film school. I was surprised that, okay, so I can produce animation in Ghana, or I can learn it and produce it in Ghana. And that is what we are doing now. And people are very fascinated about the whole idea.
Yeah. Okay. You already mentioned a little bit about the animation development in Ghana. So how is it? Uh, I mean, more into the detail. How about the community of animation, about the industry, or how is it the government support, and how do you think it should be developed?
Yeah. So I think in the creative arts landscape in Ghana for the past years has really suffered because we didn't really have a structured industry. We didn't have a film board. If you remember when we met at ANSI, I was telling you how you guys are fortunate to have film boards and all that to represent some of you.
Okay. Yes.
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 So we didn't have a film board. So last year, early this year, that we got National Film Authority commissioned. So they came in and they're now putting things in place. So they are now even having a pitch series, which we have Mafra as part of it, pitching for funding and also trying to find ways and means to bring in international co-productions that to also bring in like some classification regulations here and there to help filmmakers and to help people like myself, business people in the industry to see full value for what we're doing. The industry has got some good projects come out of the year. Every year, we've always had one or two good projects come out, but we've not had it in terms of animation yet. I'll say for now, I'll say this year, Animax broke that barrier where Mofra came out and it went onto a bigger platform. And this is the first time in Africa having any children's content or any animation content in that length, 70 minutes on Amazon Prime. We are the first people to do it. So it is even a bigger achievement for Africa more than even Ghana. Yeah, so it's a gradual process. Our industry is still young, it's a baby, and we keep on finding our strength. We keep on finding people who truly understand what it means to build an animation industry. So gradually we are growing.
Okay. So um, one of the problems in Indonesian animation filmmaking is softwares. So because it's unlikely affordable for small developing studios, but
Yeah.
it's ignored by some bigger studios. So software piracy has become an issue. How is it like in Ghana?
Indonesia and Ghana is the same in that case. A lot of people are pirating softwares. It reminds me of in the year 2015. Once again, I was invited to the foundry at Piccadilly Circus. That's in London. Yeah, to see how best I can able to bring in their softwares to West Africa to represent their softwares. And this is because they showed me the legalities of things that see, we know everyone, we know where they are pirating our softwares and all that. Africa has almost close to 99% pirating of our software, but we are not attacking them because we understand first their economy.
Yeah.
And also we understand the nature and the scale of the industry there. but rather we would like to encourage them to learn our tools, to have workshops, and also from there, when we build something strong, they can start buying the softwares at that cost. But for now, it can be subsidized. So I think if software companies can also, other software companies can also think in that way and see the emerging countries and also continents that they can support them with the prices. If they can come low for certain territories, it will help because we have a whole lot of people who also get limited per what they want to do with their creative with their creatives, because the app is not giving them full access to the software because it is a pirated software. So they have to buy certain plugins, or they have to find a way to get certain things to third-party applications to get a certain quality result. So all of these things are very technical and very sensitive things that if I say we all, I mean the emerging animation countries and territories, we need to set up, come together, and have a unified body to approach some of these companies and find ways and means to break that gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we almost at the end of our discussion. So what's the future? What's the future hold for you and animation or your studio? Anything that you are comfortable to share with us?
The future is ever bright. That's all. the future is endless. I tell you, like from what I started with to where I am now, and to the prospects that I'm seeing, the potential of animation in Ghana, West Africa, Africa, worldwide is huge. Like we have a whole lot of people now consuming animation than live action. So we can only go up from here. Like that's all.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, any dream projects that you want to share? Dream projects.
Dream project.
Yes.
Dream project is to make an animated documentary film on Osajifo Kwame Nkrumah. That man needs to be known worldwide through animation. And I feel it is the right time or very close in the future that we need to tell that story. That man is a great one. We've had stories on people like Martin Luther King and all that, but they all know that this man is the real deal. So I would like to tell that story sometime in the future.
I hope that project will come true. And we look forward for it. And when it does come true, please let us know. Maybe we can talk
We
again.
definitely know. And yes, that project, there will be a major co-production development. So you guys should also sit up and wait for us, because we are coming for you. We are coming for you so that we all develop it together.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, do you imagine yourself or your studio doing collaboration with studios from other countries developing?
Yes, we are ever ready. We are ever ready for co-productions, and we've definitely done some co-production stuff, but it's not major yet. But we are looking forward to do a grand one, something bigger than that.
Yeah, because some animation studios in Indonesia is also the public of Animasi Club. Yeah, because um, the popular co-production usually, one mainstream and popular country who have good funding on animation
Yeah,
production, and one developing country like
yeah,
like Ghana. I
yeah.
think it doesn't have to be like that. What do you think about that? It doesn't have to be one providing the money, one doing the work, right? What do you think?
Thank you. You say it's so right. I feel we should also come to that side is okay, it's fine. If they have the budget and also have their own direction as to some of the logistics,
Yeah,
copyright issues, ownership issues, and all that, it's
yeah,
fine. We can have that commercial side working. And also we should also the small studios should also have in mind that there's greatness in collaboration. There's there's a lot that we can achieve within our own selves, within our own resources and budget, than always looking up to some big studios coming to help us out.
yeah,
So nobody got big or got to the level without hard work or without in a way some form of collaborations.
yeah,
So if we can quickly realize the potential of this collaboration stuff, we
mm,
can come together and create big things, make it look grand,
yeah,
but we did it as small studios. And with that, we also become a big studio, and we can also pull out some small studios or other small studios who look at us for inspiration and
yeah,
also do the same for themselves. And we keep on growing more studios and bigger stuff happening.
yes, yeah. I think
Yeah.
it is also interesting that animation production house or studio in developing country, we have creativities, on maintaining the life of our studio, of our
Yes.
like for you, for example, you keep your team in your studio, and then you taking care of them. It is
Yeah.
also one of the creativity. It is not something that normal to be done on doing animations. So yeah, it's interesting if these creativities can be in a collaboration. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it will be powerful, I think.
Yeah. I totally agree.
Yeah. Or before that, is there anything you are curious about animations in Indonesia? You
Oh, you guys have you guys have some killer, killer styles, techniques.
oh yeah,
Like, and I wonder how you're able to pull it through, have that patience, especially your studio, Chion. It's insane. It's crazy. The amount of patience, the time. I know that animation is all about time and patience, but going the extra mile of doing watercolor on paper,
mm,
scanning each and every frame, like drawing them, painting them, doing acrylics, like switching from different
mm,
painting techniques. My mind was like, oh my God, this is a lot. And
mm,
it looked nice and clean. So this is some of the things that really gets me jaw drop because from this side, I see a certain type of technique, and from your side, I see a different technique style. And I always get curious as to can we produce this thing too? How is it done? I would like to experience it. At least I would like to have a project in that style to feel good about it, to learn about it too. So yeah. I'm very much curious about your style in Indonesia. And I would definitely visit very soon once all this COVID thing is over. to visit you guys and visit other places to see what's possible.
Yes, hopefully it will happen, because if you do, then I will show you more animation and studios, because here what I can tell you is it is, I think, within the last 3 years it starts growing, the animated documentary genre. Lately in the in festivals, in our national festivals, there are some animated documentary selected. So it's something new, and it's something developing. Not only animated documentary, but also animation based on realities. Yeah, I think that's what I can share. Yeah, with you. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
I
you too.
been a very
Thank
very
you.
nice, very insightful conversation. I hope Anima Clubber at home or wherever they are can take this conversation as something inspiring, as I do. And I wish all the best for your current project, for your future project, and we look forward for your next works and the possibilities of collaboration. Thank you, Francis.
Thank you, Sharon.
Baik, Anima Clubbers, terima kasih sudah menonton Animasi Talk edisi Francis Yushao Brown. Sampai bertemu di Animasi Talk edisi selanjutnya. Sampai jumpa.